My name is Bradley Burt Fagerstrom, and my question for you is, what sound is associated with the United States Marines? That's right, oorah.
Hoorah.
Always followed by an exclamation point. It came from the Korean War when recon Marines were being inserted into enemy beaches from submarines. Have you ever watched an old war movie, knowing how they dive in a submarine? You hear, dive, dive, and then the sound of a klaxon horn going, ariga, ariga. Well, when training, the Marines use that sound as a motivation. But since the G is so hard to spell and pronounce, for the Marines, they shortened it to oorah. Okay? Now, what does it mean? One, it means I'm a Marine. I enthusiastically accept your message. I am excited to be here. When you ask of me, not only will I will do in a manner befitting a Marine. Good job. I love being a Marine. I'm about to destroy something. Are we a team today? Who wants to be a mini Marine? Let's try that sound now, and we can become mini Marines for 1 minute. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Hoorah! Oh, I know we can do a whole lot better than that, can't we? Okay, pretend this time that you like me. Let's try it again. Remember, you'll become mini Marines for 60 seconds. So, 1, 2, 3. Hoorah! Great job. Enjoy being that mini Marine before your time runs out. What makes a Marine? What makes a Marine out of a skilled carpenter immigrant's grandson? Is it the dress blue uniform? Are you making a visible commitment to excellence in what you do every day? Is it from a family grateful to move and live in the United States and willing to pay its dues? From 1879 in Småland, Sweden, who immigrated to the United States in 1907, to a son born in 1917 in Rockford, Illinois, to a grandson born in 1945 in Rockford, Illinois, and the only male heir to that family? Is it from an aunt who served as a nurse with General George S. Patton in the Third Army, racing across Germany, to a father who built a massive war machine in the U.S., but at the end was called to be one of 1 million casualties invading Japan, or to an uncle who, following his skilled carpenter father, became a contractor and one of the first to become a U.S. Navy Seabee? Freedom is more precious to those who have paid in blood, sweat, and tears. So what is it that makes a Marine? Maybe it is training and preparation. What was your training like? Online? College? Tech school? Mine was boot camp and 2 slops and a flop. What's 2 slops and a flop? Get that solid stainless steel, 6-compartment military mess tray out in front of you properly. Remember training? Did somebody teach you to train how to eat? You get it out there, elbows in, hands parallel, fully extended, and then look down and see 2 big serving ladles of something go in those compartments and no special order or placement. Why did they use solid stainless steel, 6-compartment military mess tray? No broken dishes. What is a flop? Use your helmet, rucksack, backboard, big rock, or whatever you can find. This is not the Waldorf. Have you ever taken on a challenge? What was your challenge? What event? Let me go back. Okay. What hones your skills? Webinars, in-house conference calls, self-discipline, internship, or climb onto the corporate ladder, or mine, live combat. It's all about survival, isn't it? Are you confident enough in your training and knowledge to pull the trigger? A decent plan executed today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. Are you prepared? Are you trained? What event got you started in your field? For me, August 65, Operation Starlight. It was the first Marine regimental-sized operation since the Korean War. Have you been involved in any first-time or largest events or largest projects or breakthroughs? You remember when you made a difference in events, don't you? Work to make a difference. Be ready to pull the trigger. Or more preparation. On an OP south of Fubai, I'm a radio operator for 81 mortars, working with a forward observer. But a patrol went out, and at a curve along the path, coming into the Ville, they ran into an NVA patrol coming at them. They got into a fierce firefight and were running very low on ammo. They radioed in for more ammo, and we loaded boxes of ammo and grenades on a mule. Probably should say what a mule is. It's like a golf cart. It's a little four-wheel flat thing, has a little thing on it, and there's just a steering wheel sticking up. A guy sits there and drives it. It's great. It's called a mule. You can load lots of stuff on it and then move it. And guess what? This radio operator for 81 mortars, for an FO, I became shotgun. So because my M14 had a selector, which made it an automatic, we took off into the dark at high speed, reaching them, and in the dark trying to distribute ammo out to them when 105 started coming in at their maximum range. Talk about eating dirt. We turned the tide and got everybody out. But talk about change. When you are trained and prepared, you can do anything. Everyone has to help out, stay after. They need you because of your skills. Be the leader. Don't be afraid. Accept change. Has this ever happened to you? First sergeant comes out and said, hey, Brad, you've been here a year. You're really experienced. We need you. You extend 6 months. Great. We're going to send you to Australia. You're going to have a great time. Oh, but we've got one little thing coming up. If you'll just do that for us, then we'll send you down there. You'll have a great time down there. Can you help us out? Sure, First Sergeant. Well, how are you with change? July 1966, Operation Hastings. July 15th, 1966, arrived at Dong Ha on the DMZ. That was the demilitarized zone, the most northern part of South Vietnam. A U.S. Air Force radio relay station with a dirt strip, just a dirt runway, dusty and no cover. We just walk out, loaded down with all your gear, a .45 pistol in a shoulder holster, M14 with extra magazines, a PRC-10 radio with extra batteries on a packboard, chow in a sock and in water, enough for 5 days, and staggered to the side of the runway, trying to stay together. C-130s blowing up rolling dust on everyone. Biggest operation I've been on yet. While we're waiting, radio operator David Hicks gets $1 million wound. See this 7.62 millimeter round for the M14 rifle that was our standard weapon at the time? Very powerful. A lot of good men on both sides died at the impact of this bullet. So how is this $1 million wound? $1 million wound means an injury but no damage and evacuation. Because this, because this is what struck David Hicks waiting on the side of the dirt runway. A through and through wound. That means ones that went through didn't hit anything solid and caused immense damage. He was evacuated. Truly $1 million wound. Shortly thereafter, that night, we got our briefing for this Operation Hastings. Think Battle of Hastings, 1066. Poor choice, actually. Only time in 13 months that I was truly scared because we, a 50% understrength battalion, were the bait for this operation against the 324 B Division, which was invading across the border. But you do your job. I have to switch helo teams because Hicks is gone, and I switch helo teams for the next morning's assault. The last time I see Corporal William J. Lilly. Changing helo teams didn't seem so bad. Accept change. You don't know the outcome. I, unknown to me, get a multi-million-dollar wound. Excuse me. I, unknown to me, get multi-million-dollar results. It saved my life. So when you're asked to switch teams, have faith. I don't have the music to come on to it now. Okay. When things don't turn out as planned, you proceed anyway. First one, chopper down here. This was the initial landing. That was my position. That person on the ground is Corporal William J. Lilly, and I was the other one with it. We lost 2 helicopters. This went from an obscure valley to be called Helicopter Valley. We lost 5 of these CH-46 helicopters here. Boom. You see the next picture there. That one coming down, I watched a guy jump out of the back of it. You'll hear more about the pilot and co-pilot who did survive, the only others. My friend Ned took that. He actually took the picture and sold it to AP. I wasn't thinking I was a multi-million-dollar winner, but I was alive and wouldn't have been had I stayed with my former Gila team. How are you going to get it done? You'll do what the Marine Corps does. You improvise, you adapt, you overcome. Don't raise your hand on this one, okay? Have you ever said, that's not my job? Are you prepared, trained to pick up the slack if someone doesn't make it in today, tomorrow, forever? Every Marine is a rifleman. The only color we know is Marine Corps green. People have asked us, what about black, brown, Jews, whatever? Hey, it just made the salad that much better. This helicopter you saw coming down, that co-pilot spent the night in my hole. His eyes burned out with hot engine oil smoke. I remember him pulling his K-bar fighting knife and placing it in front of himself, ready to fight to the death. By hand if need be. Marines, we take care of our own, no matter what, dead or alive. That night, I kept watching my radio next to my buddy's body, wrapped in a poncho, so no one could get to it to steal or desecrate it. We are Marines. Do you have your teams back? Do you protect them no matter what? Can you be counted on? We had to put in 22-hour days. Well, there was simply no other choice because we were down 2 radio operators, David Hicks and Bill Lilly. It wasn't like you could say, hey, Fubai, send us up a couple radio operators. You had to get it done with what resources you had. That is what you trained for. What are you trained for? Can you be counted on? Do you do your job regardless of conditions? You accomplished the mission. Did you finish the job? No chance of us flying out. We had to walk out. But we hadn't gone 200 yards before they started human wave attacks, led by mortar attacks, throwing HE rounds in us. That's HE is high explosive. A mortar round got me. Those human wave attacks, 2 Marines each received the Medal of Honor for repelling them, and we killed more than 700, not counting what they pulled away in the dark. Is getting the job done satisfaction enough for you? Do you raise and praise your teammates? Do you edify them? We accomplish the mission. Hurrah! Will you accomplish the mission? Let me, this grandson of a Swedish immigrant carpenter, thank you for the honor and privilege of serving in the United States Marine Corps, one that you've given to me. It has been my honor to address you today, and therefore, let me take this opportunity to salute you for all you do to make this the greatest team, the greatest company, and the greatest country on this planet.